Hello everyone, my name is Amy and I'm here to talk to you about Safer Internet Day. Safer Internet Day is celebrated every year around the world. In fact, just by watching this video, you are joining people in over 150 countries, including thousands of children across the UK, in marking this very special event. Safer Internet Day is a chance for us to celebrate all of the great parts of life online, as well as to take a moment and think about what we can all do to keep ourselves safe when we're using the internet and technology. Now, to start off with, I would like to give everyone a chance to think about all of their favourite parts of life online. So whether you are watching this in school with your friends, at home with your family, or even on your own, we're going to start by pausing the video and having a little bit of a think or a chat about all of the favourite things, all of the best parts of life online. You can pause the video now. Great! Now, I have also been thinking about some of my favourite things to do online, and I've got a few examples that I would like to share with you. What I'm going to do is pop them up on the screen, and as they appear, if they're also something that you enjoy doing, I would love for you to give me a big thumbs up or maybe a wave to show that you also enjoy them. Here is my first example, playing games. Is that something you like doing? Stick your thumbs up or give me a wave if that is also something you enjoy. What about chatting to friends? I've also got video calling with friends and family. That's definitely one that I've been doing a lot more of recently. Maybe you have too. Learning new things, that can also be an exciting one. Give me a thumbs up or a wave if you enjoy that too. And listening to music, that's a really good one. Next up, we've got watching videos. I know this is one that lots of people really enjoy, so make sure that you're giving me a big thumbs up or a wave if you like this one too. Okay, thank you so much for joining in. I hope that your thumbs aren't too tired if you had them up for all of those. Now, did I say your favourite? I'm really hoping I didn't miss any out. But don't worry if I did, because we're going to be looking at lots more examples of different things that you might be seeing or doing online throughout the rest of this video. Now, every year for Safer Internet Day, we choose a special theme, and this year that theme is all about trust. We want an internet we trust. But what exactly does that mean? Have a think about that word trust. Have you heard it anywhere before? What does it normally mean? If you can, pause the video now so you can have a think. Welcome back. Trust is when we have a strong belief that someone or something is honest and telling the truth. So, for example, you might trust your teacher when they tell you that you need to eat fruit and vegetables as part of a healthy diet, but you might not trust your little sister when she tells you no, she definitely didn't eat the last chocolate bar, even though her face is covered in chocolate. So, can we trust everything we see online? I want you to give me a thumbs up if you think, yeah, generally I can trust the things I see online. And a thumbs down if you think, no, there's definitely things I've seen online that I couldn't trust. Take a moment to have a think if you need to. Now, I'm guessing quite a few of you have your thumbs down. This might even be something you've heard your parents or your teachers talk about before. Although there's lots of fantastic people and fantastic information online, not all of them and all of it is reliable or trustworthy. And sometimes we need to think a little bit more carefully about whether we believe someone or something is telling the truth. It's important to remember that there is also information online that might not be so trustworthy. It might have been put up to confuse or even persuade us. For your next task, I want you to think of an example of something you've seen online that you thought you couldn't trust. This is a good moment to pause the video and either talk to the people around you or have a real think about things you've seen on the internet in the past. Great work, everyone. We are now going to play a game. It's called Trust It or Check It. In the game, I'm going to show you an example on the screen, and it's really simple. All you have to do is decide, is that something you would trust if you saw it online, or is that something you would check? During the game, we're going to use some actions. So if you see something that you think you can trust, you can show me a T with your hands like this. But if you see something during the game that you think you might need to check, you can use a C with your hand like this. Maybe you'll see some examples in the game that are similar to the ones that you were just thinking about. Okay, are we all ready for our first example? Here we go. Okay, before we can look at this in more detail, I think I might need to disappear off the screen. That's better. Let's look at this example together. So we've got a message from King Cody 439. They say, "Hey, nice win in the last match. Fancy trading for the purple ice blast? I saw you had 2. And you reply saying, "Thanks, yeah. What have you got to trade?" And then King Cody 439 replies, "I've got a super rare star crystal. Send me the ice blast first so I know I can trust you, and I'll send it after." Now, if you saw this trade in an online game, would you trust it or check it? If you want, you can pause the video now to think about or discuss what you would do. What did you go for? Trust it or check it? When I appear back on the screen, make a T with your hands for trust it or a C for check it. Okay, this looks like it could be an unofficial trade. Trades in games should always be done through the official trading system to make sure that they are safe and trustworthy. And it's also a good idea to really think about the items that are being exchanged to make sure that you feel that it's fair. I would definitely check this one with an adult if you're not sure, and always make sure that you're using those official systems. Now, it's also really important that we think about the way the things we see online make us feel. On the screen, you can see 6 different options. I want you to think, how would seeing something like this, if you were on the internet, make you feel? You can choose one of the 6 options I've given you, or any other emotion that you can think of. Take a moment to think about this more if you need to. Are we ready for the next example? Okay, it looks like the first thing we need to do is to get rid of me. Let's read this message together. Today is Friday the 13th. Unlucky for some. Let's turn this into a good day. Send this message to 5 friends to get good luck all weekend. Don't ignore it or you'll be cursed with bad luck for 10 years. Don't break the chain. So, if you saw this chain message online, would you trust it or check it? Pause the video if you need some time to think, and then get ready to show your T for trust or C for check when I appear back on the screen. Ta-da! This looks like a chain message. Remember, these are only written to try and get other people to share them on, and they are not true. I think this is definitely one to check with an adult, especially if seeing something like this has made you feel worried or upset. It's not a good idea to send this on, because by sharing it with other people, you might also make them feel worried about what they've seen. Have you ever seen something like this before? Let's think about how seeing something like this would make you feel. Once again, you've got 6 options on the screen, but you can choose any emotion that you think would describe how seeing a message like this would leave you feeling. Time for the next example, and for me to disappear. If you saw this news headline, would you trust it or check it? Scientists reveal plan to build giant freezer to prevent global warming. Pause the video if you need time to think, and get ready to show a T or a C when I appear back on screen. What did you go for? I think this could be one to check. It looks like a joke for me. Jokes might sometimes be exaggerated, or they might use sarcasm, where people say one thing but they actually mean another, to try and make people laugh. It's important to read past the headline and look at who has written the story and where it's been posted before you decide whether to trust it or not. How do you think seeing something like this would make you feel? Choose from my 6 emotions or any others that you can think of. Okay, on to another example. This one looks like it could be a pop-up. Everyone's a winner, it says. Enter your email and click spin to find out which prize you've won. Take a moment to think about whether you would trust or check this, and be ready to show your T or C when I appear back on screen. What did you go for? This is definitely a situation where you need to check it. Competitions that we see online can be really exciting, and it can be really tempting to put in your details to try and find out whether you have won. but this example looks like it might be a case of phishing. Now, they're not fishing for fish, but they are trying to get your personal information. We can see that we need to enter an email address in the box. And remember, once people have got hold of those details, like usernames or email addresses, they might be able to use them to gain access to your accounts or work out who you are. So it's always safest to keep that personal information private and not share it, whether it's in boxes like this or with other people online. Be really careful about sharing personal information whenever you're on the internet, and always ask an adult before you enter any competitions. How do you think seeing something like this would make you feel? You know the drill by now. Choose from one of my emotions on the screen or any others that you can think of. And now we're going on to our final example. So we've got some more messages, this time from Green Thunder 2. Can't believe we've been playing together for a whole year. No way. Feels like I've known you forever. And then another message. We should meet up in person sometime to celebrate. So this is a really important one. If you received messages like this online, would you trust them or check them? Get ready with your T or your C when I appear back on the screen. So what did you go for? T for trust or C for check? I think this is absolutely one that we need to do a bit more thinking about, and it's not one to trust straight away. Remember that when you're talking to people online, if you've never met them before, face to face or in person, then they are technically still a stranger, even if, like in this example, you've been playing with them for a while. If you are talking to someone you only know through the internet, you need to be really careful about what information you share with them, making sure that any personal information that could tell them who you are or where you live is kept safe and private. And if they ever ask to meet up, then you need to tell an adult. Once you've told an adult about what's happened, you can work together to decide what to do next, like blocking the person from contacting you again, or even making a report. How do you think seeing something like this would make you feel? Choose from the 6 emotions on the board, or maybe another one if you can think of one. Great job, everyone! How did you do? I hope you were listening really carefully to the advice I had to offer, because it's going to help you answering this next question. What should you do if you see something online that you think is untrustworthy or unreliable? Pause the video now and see how many answers you can come up with. Well done, everyone. I'm sure you've got some great ideas. I think it's a good idea to always think of yourself as an internet detective. When you're using the internet and looking at things online, actively try and question them. Ask yourself, what is this trying to get me to do, and what are the possible risks? You can ask an adult or look on another website or app to check. 3 is a good number to start with. You could also look in a book. Being an internet detective will help make you more aware about what's happening online and make sensible decisions. But remember, it's also really important to think about how the things we see online are making us feel, just like we did in the game earlier. Sometimes the things we see online can make us feel happy or even excited, but sometimes they might make us feel other things as well, like upset, scared, worried, angry, any of the emotions that you can see on the screen. So here is your last chance to pause the video and have a think. What should you do if you're ever feeling any of those emotions because of something that's happened online? There are lots of things you could do to help, but most important is that you tell an adult you know and trust. That could be an adult at home or at school. Remember, there is lots of information that you might find online. Some of it is true and some of it is not. Use the advice from this video to help you decide what you can trust to keep yourself and others safe online. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned something new about reliability and trust online. And all that's left for me to say is Happy Safer Internet Day!